I wanted to see the continuation of the first Green Lantern, even though it had its ups and downs, and I would definitely say it was probably like not the greatest film, but I kind of liked the way Sinestro was in that movie. But anyway, did you know in the post-crisis era, Sinestro was originally called the greatest Green Lantern? Kind of similar to that live action movie that we all didn't enjoy as much, you know what I mean? His sector was the most orderly sector in the universe. He got humiliated by Hal Jordan's hands. Oh, but big surprise, it was revealed that he was a terrible dictator in his home planet of Cougar. He got banished into the anti-meta universe. Sinestro even got the Thunderers of Kor to construct a ring of fear to challenge the Green Lanterns. Eventually, Sinestro helped orchestrate the fall of Hal Jordan into Parallax, you know, the entity I'm probably going to go over in this video again, because of course, you can't be a Yellow Lantern like Sinestro eventually is and not be possessed by Parallax. But yeah, he constructed his own core, the Sinestro core, powered by fear instead of willpower. He became feared across the universe. Sinestro wishes to bring universal order, whether through his corpse or Green Lantern Corps. You know what I mean? But before I go any farther, thank you all that have donated to the channel. Appreciate it a lot. Let's analyze how strong is one of the most famous lanterns. I'm just going to say lanterns, not necessarily Green Lantern, but just a lantern of all time. Whether it be Yellow Lantern, Green Lantern, he's just one of the best lanterns there is. On top of being ridiculously sarcastic and takes everything very seriously. He believes fear is the most powerful motivator in the universe, which is obviously why he's one of the Yellow Lantern. Sinestro wants to use fear to improve everyone and will kill anyone to achieve his goals. He's extremely ruthless, believe it or not. He's one of those people that don't have the weakness of holding back and giving the good guy a chance to win. He'll mess you up really fast. No breathing room. Being a lantern, he has the standard stuff: energy projection, energy shields, enhanced durability thanks to having like a small shield in front of him without even actually focusing on using the shield. Enhanced strength thanks to his ring, enhanced speed, flight. When it comes to speed, y'all already know how Green Lanterns are in my other videos. Ridiculously fast. By the way, in this particular scan, of course, fighting other top tier Green Lanterns like Kyle, he literally straight up fights him, and I would like to say even wins. So respect him already. Feat 1 already starting off strong. There's gonna be a lot of battle feats in this video, so just get used to that. He took an arrow to the heart. He breaks free of the sapphire crystal because it's just blast power, right? He even has missile resistance facing off against John Stewart. The guy escaped death by putting his soul in John Stewart. Let that sink in. Ring versatility. I mean, think about that time he used his ring to propel an asteroid to Oa. They state here, Sinestro's literal minded. So once I thought about what he told me, he'd return and we'd all feel the impact. It became obvious what he meant. We've detected a large asteroid now on collision course with Oa, you know? It's going to be a pattern in this video of Sinestro just taking on different lanterns and destroying them. Fights this being known as Sornik Natu, deflects the constructs, makes his own constructs to fight it off, yield to me. Same with Carol Ferris, you ain't ready, I'm freaking Sinestro. Blast power. Not the most flashiest feats, but I think battle feats are flashy. Some people don't think battle feats are flashy, but fighting against characters like Lobo, look at the constructs he's making, like the little machine guns here, fighting against Lobo. Showing he can pretty much fight a Superman tier. Lobo, definitely a Superman tier. I got a Lobo video, by the way. He's got enough blast power to one-shot red lanterns like Laura, Night. He does not play around. Y'all gonna get the pattern, bro. Weaponer gets manhandled. Look at these fear constructs, just epic. There's too much proof that he's on the level of top-tier Green Lanterns like freaking Kyle Rayner. Yet another occasion. Look at this big old mech-looking construct rolling over him. And the battle feat makes a rope, punches him, subdue him while fighting another Green Lantern while Kyle is subdued, even though they had the steamroller on him and everything. Oh man, being able to fight Kyle Rayner like this consecutively is more impressive than you think. Heck, it's not even just him on the panel, it's other lanterns on top of Kyle Rayner. He's still countering their speed combat reflexes with his own constructs. Look at this creature. Tentacle, speed, makes like his own little blunt fist objects, punches him there. Giant stuff to counter his big old shield, drills, even makes his own sword in combat, then makes his own spear. Straight up power and skills. His constructs are strong enough to counter Hal Jordan and Carol with his little ball, chain. Them two are literally playing rock, paper, scissors. No, it's consecutive fighting off the different Green Lanterns, Hal or Kyle, the top tier. Look at this. Fights them both off with his own constructs. Giant hand, boulder, like literally fighting them both off, combat speed reflexes. This is like a pure skill feat too. He's even so strong, he was able to hold off multiple Green Lanterns with his constructs. Like look at all these constructs and he's able to hold off like veteran Green Lanterns, one of them being Kilowog. He literally makes his own creatures or droids and ships out of blasters and things of that sort. Just you gotta respect all of that, holding them all off. It even states here the reason why he's so good. This is like another skill feat for him. I train most of you fools. You have no hope of standing against my creations, especially without Jordan. They fought plenty of Guardians, plenty of times. Stabs Ganthiv here. Seems like Sinestro remembers what happened to Atrocitus, it states here, buried the massacre of Sector 666. Just occasion of energy shields, stop attacks from Weaponer, Thunderer, shield attacks from them. You know, the people that helped them construct the Ring of Fear. Thunderers. One of his best battle feats was Kyle Rayner was possessed with the cosmic entity known as Ion, you know, the Green Lantern entity that powers Will. I don't make this stuff up, dude. Check this out, man. Respect Sinestro. Remember that Ion possessed characters have fought with Skyfather plus or higher beings like Superboy Prime. I'm just saying. Like one could say his guard was down, but dude, it's Ion, dude. Guard down or not, Sinestro has to be respected for doing this. He kind of makes it to where you can't just use his rings without his permission. Mongol core, he says. Look at all those rings on his fingers. But the rings you wear on your fingers, I designed them, I forged them on the planet Cord. The golden light of terror fuels them as it fuels me. Do you think me foolish enough to create something I could never control over anyone else? Override activated. Yep, he has stuff you can override. And if you put his ring on without his permission, this what can happen. Turn you against you. Mongol, another top tier powerhouse. When in doubt, extract Ion out of Kyle Rayner. Like he literally extracted the Ion out of him. Put it in a box because, you know, the Ion entity is like too powerful, right? Respect Sinestro. His ring even has so much versatility, he moved his consciousness to the central power battery, guys. I think it's safe to say that Sinestro is on the same tier as Kyle Rayner, Green Lantern in his base, right? Or if anything, he would even be, some can even debate higher, right? But I'm just going to lowball and say he's at least comparable. Why is this impressive? Well, think about all the stuff Kyle Rayner has done. That kind of proves Sinestro's blast power because whatever they can do, he probably can do similar to be able to hang with them to some degree. Remember that Kyle Rayner is the same Green Lantern that has so much willpower he can resist Parallax control, you know, the cosmic being, cause major harm to characters like Wonder Woman, Superman Tears, multiple occasions. Remember that characters like Kyle Rayner can contain supernova explosions with his ring. Sinestro literally has to be able to do something similar to be able to hang with Green Lanterns like Kyle Rayner. Heck, he even subdued and beat him. Kyle Rayner was able to contain something that was on some Big Bang or universal type levels or multi-galactic type stuff before. Had multiple galaxies worth of energy inside of them. Imperiex. Kyle Rayner was able to contain something like this. Containing the destruction of Imperiex. Respected. Sinestro could debatably in the multi-galactic levels if you want to take this seriously. Yet when Kyle Rayner tried to fight Sinestro, this is what happened. So you got to respect Sinestro to be able to do this to somebody, especially after a couple of feats I just showed you. As a Green Lantern,
this is the human. I'm a Green Lantern. Will is what makes you take action.
phase through walls, can just fly through ships casually, speed, just zipping through. This is easy stuff they can do, like destroying cities in rage, bulldozer type stuff, Green Lantern construct, blade, like cities that just go night-night, just too much blast power. On top of fighting other top 10 Green Lanterns, whether it be green or yellow, most notably yellow, right? There was a time, another temporary power, when he was possessed by the life entity, aka, I have How Strong is a White Lantern video out that kind of backs this video up as well. Yeah, he became like a cosmic being tier for a little while. He even fought other powerful cosmic beings like Necron, became the center of all, stuff like that. Being this powerful, heck, he even survived being chopped in half. I mean, he's powered by the life force of the universe. Wouldn't you say so? Myself, I am now the true guardian of the universe, the white light. Yep, he regenerated from that. Sinestro seems to have fear attunement, being able to have an innate detection factor to know when somebody is in fear, even without necessarily being connected to his ring. Stating here, I know what you're afraid of, and no head, Green Lantern, sector. He's just a survivor in the New 52 era or Rebirth era, one could say. Even without his ring, he has moments where he still can survive and hold his own hand-in combat skills and etc. I mean, he even took on his world's version of like Tigers, just doing what he has to do to survive, strong-willed, strong-minded. See what I'm saying? Just epic. You're probably thinking, dang, bro, you just jumped to Rebirth without warning me? My bad. Well, I'm telling you now, we are in Rebirth era stuff. Let's get it. How strong is Sinestro in Rebirth? Let's get it. Or New 52. I'm just going to fuse those two together, New 52 and Rebirth, baby. I personally want to see Sinestro again in live action because he's one of those characters where he's not just evil for no freaking reason. He just hates everything and just kills everybody with no emotions. Like, he actually does have a deep care for his fellow Lantern members, the Yellow Lantern Corps, that is, right? How does he fare against other lanterns that are on the level of Kilowog, I would say, like these little tiger constructs, just get manhandled. I mean, he even beat his daughter in the fight. Yep, same color skin, construct creation, Green Lantern versus Yellow Lantern, holding his ground still. Shackle, Yellow Lantern, let me stop. Kind of like Atrocitus is the leader of his corps, the Red Lanterns. Sinestro is the same thing. He fought off his entire corps. The battle was insane. It shows that, yeah, he's the leader for a reason, but the battle got interrupted. But he's like, dang, bro, he's fighting this many off by himself. himself. And he's killed an alternate reality version of Green Lantern before. Respect it. You have to. I will admit, love the violence. Love that cape on him as well. Can somebody say Yawn destroys multiple spaceships with his blast power? Like, look how light work that is. He even took on a being like Mongol, showing that he's still in those ranges of power, no matter what era, and this dude didn't barely have a charge. In the ring, might I add. They say 20%, 15%. Like, what? Against Mongol. Yes, the same Mongol that be fighting Superman. You're not mistaken it. If somebody strong as Mongol, he still was able to place a construct inside of his body during their fight. Ouch. One could say attacks like this could ignore durability, attack you from the inside out. The reason why he did this is because he stated that yellow hide of yours is almost impenetrable, yet there are still weaknesses. Has even sent him hurling through space before. Like, proving his power even more, he even smashes Guy Gardner Lantern. Look how big he can make his constructs. Yep, they're that big. Get murked, Guy Gardner. And one of his battle feats, he calls upon the power of his entire core to kill this being known as a Pale Bishop, who is basically an undead guardian of the universe. Like, I could see this being like a finale of like a movie or something. The way this looks like this giant energy construct looking crap, like they're summoning all the power. Though his power is great, it is a lie. Together we can overwhelm and breach even the bishop's defenses. Give your strength to me. I'm over here chilling with Black Adam killing some mummies. Giant Egyptian looking construct, looks epic. Without even looking, kills a yellow lantern, then destroys his ring because he's that powerful. Rips a yellow lantern apart from inside. As you can see, isn't that savage? Sinestro is freaking brutal. Like, just spreads his construct out from the inside out. Like, ouch. His shield can withstand hits from this little goofy Lobo. Yep, he even used his ring to block a nuclear blast. Oh, that's Deathstorm. Yippity yippee yay. It's stated here, nuclear power. He's resistant to mind stuff thanks to clinging to the emotional spectrum. Literal battering ram, by the way. Sticking with the emotional spectrum of fear. Resist mind destruction from the Pale Bishop. I showed this a couple seconds ago. They fighting this undead guardian of the universe. Resisting mind type stuff. And another occasion, pull your weight. Fought these alien mercenaries and survived a beating from them too. Defending himself with construct. Gets attacked by Mongol on top of that. You know what I mean? And the reason why he was getting handled is because he had barely no charge in his ring. Like, it literally said 7%. Probably the only major weakness to Lanterns is there. The power battery can run out from time limits. Another occasion was fighting his daughter, overpowered. In this occasion, though, I got like punched back. I mean, he's even got slapped in the face by a Highfather, Skyfather Tear, aka a Dark Side Tear. He wasn't dead from this though, but he was pretty staggered. His daughter that just got a Sinestro Core ring tries to use the power against him. He just stands there like, oh, that didn't do nothing. He even states, you have so much to learn. It states here, if you had tapped into your fear rather than your anger, you might have given me pause. You can't use your anger while using a yellow lantern ring. It states, you'll find a yellow ring requires a more precise touch than this trinket. He's really calculated, and when you think about it, everything he does is a part of a bigger plan, man. Like in this pretty much occasion, he states that this it's just Sinestro preparing for war. It's even stated here, what do you mean? Everything he's doing, it's all a part of a greater plan. You're a part of a greater plan. I bet just Sinestro just loves you. Let's talk about Sinestro with prep, huh? I'm just kidding. You know he's powerful when other Green Lanterns that struggle with other Yellow Lanterns, right? That's not the main boss. That's not Sinestro. But they fear him enough to put them in check in an instant. Like in this particular occasion, Sinestro literally said the next Yellow Lantern to strike out against another light bearer will face swift, decisive punishment from me. Yeah, so his core can't just lash out without his say-so. I mean, he's even smart enough to manipulate, because of his intelligence and negotiating skills, manipulating a new guy to joining the Yellow Lantern Corps. That's right. You have the ability to instill great fear, he says. I love backup plans on backup plans. It's stated here, hold up, you designed it so a Green Lantern was your fail-safe? Yeah, he did create a fail-safe. Yes, like you talking about backup plans? He says, what's that mean? You thought you'd actually become a Green Lantern again? You planned for this? He stated, I never planned on being a Green Lantern again. I never wanted this, but I do want my people free. He knows the importance of having an army, so he has his own army of manhunters as well, on top of his core. Heck, you can get an idea of his intelligence just from his daughter talking about him. It states here, no matter how he passes it off, no matter what he says, he's just toying with us. We're all just pieces on some cosmic game board. Remember the Blue Lantern Saint Walker? The embodiment of hope? Once his influence was tied directly to the green emotional spectrum, the power of will, but with his re-education, I have taught him to understand the true nature of fear. It's like a zombie. And if you think you are getting a step up on him, he already knew you was going to betray him. He stated right here, I have always known that you were the traitor, just as I have always known why you plotted against me. One thing that nobody wants to talk about is his martial arts skills. It even states here, I have trained with the greatest martial arts masters of Cougar, My skills are more than a match for your unsophisticated squabble. He's a lantern character, but with fighting freaking skills, using on Lobo on this occasion. And yes, he helped Black Adam and stuff move the moon. Raw power. To help defeat Ultraman moving the moon. Raw power. Interesting dialogue between him and Batman. He even talks about how Batman will be a wonderful Yellow Lantern. I mean, we already know no matter what era, he's probably like massively faster than light. Like just how he flies into space in this occasion. Not to mention, oh man, do I have to go to that? When it comes to Sinestro, he should have similar speed to other Green Lanterns. Like other Green Lanterns have been stated that their rings can react in a nanosecond. Green Lanterns in general have a cruise speed of in the quadrillions of times the speed of light, being able to travel across the universe. Sinestro should be able to do the same, being a Green Lantern-ish foe, right? Not to mention his ring is very useful. He can like project his image across the galaxy if he wants to talk to a massive amount of folk at the same time. Has good senses. It can literally sense anomalies. As you can see, it's stated here, anomalies are located 6 heartbeats of abnormal vibrational frequency, currently 142 miles north, 2 located in the structure ahead. Of course, he has a failsafe. If you want to turn on him, I can be like self-destruct. Like the fact he can manually self-destruct. Other lantern ring. I'm not gonna lie, I thought he cared about these people. Like, dang, using them as pawns. It's stated here, self-destruct protocol initiated. Dang, Sinestro, that's dark. They your loyal service, bro. He can even show other people his memories with his ring, just to catch you up to speed a lot faster. He's alerted instantly when his other core members are fighting a Green Lantern. One could say it's an alert system as well. It knows when it's in danger, warning unstable nuclear energy source directly below. Terrestrial metahuman known as Firestorm, warning imminent threats, 6 abnormal vibrational frequency readings. Like it just goes into detail on what's the danger ahead. All that Yellow Lantern stuff. Time for Green Lantern Sinestro stuff again, right quick. Yeah, he's got one of the best wheels, by the way. I mean, it's just facts. No matter what era, should be comparable to Hal Jordan or Kyle, no matter what. Even good enough to multitask, like save people while fixing a collapsing bridge. Look at the constructs. You can't tell me that isn't satisfying. Even as a Green Lantern, he was able to kill a Yellow Lantern. So yeah, he's just the beast no matter what ring, really. I would say he's better at being a Yellow Lantern than being a Green Lantern, though, if I was to choose. For example, if he was to fight a Green Lantern with the green ring on like this, I would say he would have a better chance switching rings to yellow, fighting Hal or Kyle. Yet another occasion of him showing his power, killing another Yellow Lantern. For those that are curious on why he's killing Sinestro Corps members, there's like a little falling out going on. It states here, whoever kills Sinestro takes his place. It states here, the army I built has enslaved my home world, Jordan. You're going to help me destroy them. Flashback time. He killed like the weapon of a cord when he got the ring. You know what I mean? Carol Ferris gets handled, gets slung, makes an actual literal functioning device known as a big old telescope, so they actually work as an actual telescope. He can fly stuff like a large chunk of equipment through space, making these constructs and just fly a lot of things at once, right? He claims he can stretch the power so far in a Green Lantern ring that he could break the ring. He states here, you can't break the ring. You can if you push it hard enough. I've done it twice. Able to create hundreds of lantern rings so others can use it. Like literal green rings of energy that they can actually use in combat, but they only last 5 minutes though. But that's freaking cool though. It's like you can give away temporary powers. And another occasion of him knocking aside Carol Ferris, battle feat, got in like a little minor scuffle with a White Lantern, Kyle Rayner. I'm not saying he's on the level of him because yeah, White Lanterns are like the top tiers. Breaks other Green Lantern constructs and fight. So yeah, he's pretty top tier no matter what ring. Like had like a little scuffle with White Lantern, Kyle Rayner. There was this time he was getting tortured and a Yellow Lantern torturer could not remove his ring. The ring should have shattered by now. It's incredibly resilient, they state. Gets hit by Carol Ferris. Being a Yellow Lantern wouldn't be complete if he didn't get possessed by Parallax, obviously. Mongol is somebody that all of us could agree is Superman tier. He even states if he used the full power of Parallax, he will be too much for even Mongol. That's realistic. He's a cosmic being. I would say out of all the different people that have been possessed by Parallax, Sinestro has a great deal of control of it because he embraces the fear. Almost kills Hal Jordan on this occasion. Part of the times is the fact that when Hal Jordan was possessed by Parallax, he didn't embrace it. He was more on the green side, but Sinestro just embraces it. What Parallax's power? Killed all the Guardians. It stated here, you murdered them. Like they're just literally laid out. So powered up he got. It even states here, it took me some time to master the entity Parallax. Literally binded Parallax to the new Cougar. You know, the actual planet. The Parallax is doing this, so it will not blow up. They stay here. Let the power of fear stabilize the reactor the way I will stabilize the universe. Yeah, completely mastering the entity. I tamed the fear entity, bound it to my soul, and gained great power, but I could feel the creature straining within the confines of my flesh, becoming more difficult to control. Sinestro had to be in all 5 of the tiers right here at least. Just because this entity should be comparable to other entities like the green entity Ion, this is the yellow entity. You know, there's also the Black Lantern entity Necron. There's also the other entity of the red, the Rage, Butcher, you know, all the cosmic beings of the spectrum and stuff, emotional spectrum. Never forget, there's basically two Sinestros. Base Sinestro, that's a Green Lantern tier, but then you got like basically an all-father tier Sinestro when he completely bonded with Parallax, was able to match a being like Volthoom, who was going to remake the entire freaking universe. Here's a visual on how it looks. Superman tier on the left, and then all-father tier on the right when he has full mastery over Parallax. Being able to match a being that was going to remake the universe, Volthoom, stuff like that. Remember that Volthoom is bound to the emotional spectrum and is permanent. As long as there is light in the universe, Volthoom will never die. Like, imagine having so much mastery over Parallax to where you can literally release it out of you at will. Like, sheesh. Respect him though. But for the most part, that's just about gonna do it. I mean, watch my other Green Lantern videos on top of this to really show how strong he is. Sinestro is just a beast. Respect him. How strong do you think he is? Did you know he can do half this stuff? You probably did, you probably didn't. You already know Green Lanterns are some of the most versatile beings known to man. So some of this stuff shouldn't even be a surprise. But respect Sinestro. Post your comments down below. Let me know what you all think.